Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Michelle Fletcher, and I'm super excited to share this information with you. Actually, hold on one second. Let me go ahead and I can mute everyone. Let me see. I will mute so that any background noise is eliminated. Oh no. Okay, so welcome everyone. Like I just said, I'm Michelle, and I'm super excited to share this information with you. I'm going to keep it pretty casual, but at the same time, very informative. And I know I'm feeling kind of like this right now. Let me see. I'm feeling like this because I am counting down the days for my kids to go back to school. I mean, we've had a great summer. We have done a lot, but I'm ready to get back into the routine. And I feel like they need to get back into the routine of getting to bed at a decent hour, getting the rigmaroles of going back to school, but it gives us a routine. And right now we're not into such of a routine. So there's some challenges that come along with us getting back to school. And I feel like here in Broward, I live in Broward, South Florida, I think we're one of the last ones. I'm seeing all my friends on Facebook posting that their kids have started school. I know Palm Beach has already started, and we're a little bit behind, but I'm excited for them to go. We're savoring these last days. But, the challenge of getting the school supplies, I'm not looking forward to. I haven't done that yet, and I don't plan to until I see the teacher. Buying the new clothes, all those things. I can't help you with all of those, but I am going to share some tips in here today that I'm sure you can use and will help you throughout the school year and keeping you and your family healthy. And so the first tip I will give, and I mentioned this already, is the daily amount of sleep that we need to get. And I'm guilty. As an adult, I'm guilty of not getting enough sleep. I know that for sure. But I am already switching it up for my kids to get back into that routine of going to bed early, waking up a little bit earlier. Hopefully, pray for me that by Sunday they will be on track to getting back into those 10 hours, which is what my kids require. I'm not sure where your children are. And then even for yourself, you could check that out. But it's important that we get that sleep because that's the time when our bodies are actually recovering from the day and actually helping to repair, those cells that during the day we happen to break down. So that is our recovery time, and we all need it. We definitely need sleep. It kills me when I know people that work the night shift because their sleep is all off, and we need that sleep, especially for the kids to be able to focus in the classroom. And so the next tip is drinking water. So I don't know if your kids give you a hard time about drinking water, but mine can sometimes do that. And so what I already do is I buy a new water bottle for them every year, but I usually have to buy several throughout the year because they lose it somehow. But the ones that they like are the ones that keep their water cold all year long. So that is my trick. But then I love this. I love where people are cutting up fruits, putting them in ice trays and throwing it in there. Kids love that. And I know my kids love whenever there's some lemon or strawberries in their water, they think is fun. And they even love the carbonated water. That's just, it gives them that little tingle of drinking soda, even though they don't drink soda, but it's a great tool to use in substituting what they drink, or even coconut water, which is great for hydrating. And that hydrating is important too, because once again, that helps with that focus in the classroom. And so exercise also plays a key role. So my kids stay active. They are just busybodies all the time. And so since they were little, right now, they're both doing flag football. And then my daughter's also doing travel soccer. As you can see, they've done races. My son finished T-ball a few months ago. We're at the beach in the water when we can. We've even done yoga on occasion. So just getting those healthy endorphins going. And I know one of the people that I look up to, Dr. Sears, he's considered America's pediatrician. He actually says that there's no such thing as ADD for children. A lot of times it comes from them not being able to release that pent up energy that they have because they're in the classroom all day. So I was talking with a friend and she was saying she actually has her son run around the car a few times before they get in the car to go to school in the morning. And I thought that was genius. I was like, that is so cute. And then even after school, they have that pent up energy that they need to release from sitting in the classroom for all those hours. So just finding ways. I know one thing that we do sometimes is we turn on YouTube and play some music and we're dancing. And so that's another way. And Dr. Sears also mentions that another reason is because they're not getting the nutrition that they need. And I'm going to be talking about that in further detail too. And he calls that NDD, nutritional deficit disorder, where they're not able to focus in the classroom because their body's not getting the nutrition it needs to help them do so. So we're going to talk about breakfast. And I always get confused when I meet people and they say, I don't eat breakfast. And I'm like, how could you not eat breakfast? When I wake up, I am starving. But I can understand how it's normal for some people just not to have that appetite. But you can see here how important it is to eat breakfast and what happens when you don't. I really like this poster. It's really good. So I'm going to be sharing with you a way that you can eat breakfast. And I've noticed a lot of people over the years that I've been sharing this information with, and they say they don't like breakfast, suggesting something instead of a heavy meal, such as a shake, they can do that. And they like to do that. So I'm going to be sharing a shake that Dr. Sears actually calls a brainy breakfast for our children. So stay tuned for that. And here is a list of suggestions for packing lunch. I know this can be like the most daunting thing at times is trying to switch it up and stay creative with their lunches. I'm actually going to post this print out in the event so you guys can have it as a reference. But, you know, in our Facebook group, we share different ways that, you know, you can make meals and different tips for you to use. I love all of these. The dairy, I usually suggest that you stick with non-dairy items. So like for the yogurt and the cheese, there's always non-dairy versions of that. And for milk, you know, you can use a non-dairy. Just try to stay away from that because that can cause inflammation in the body. But all of these are great suggestions on different ways that you can get, you know, more of these, all these food groups in your diet, which we need to have every day, especially the fruits and the vegetables. And so here are some after school snacks or during the day snacks that you can make for you and your kids. And I love these. I haven't been as bold as to try the vegan chocolate mousse, but I heard it is delicious. I love these balls and my kids love them too, but just little snacks for after school. Cause you know, by the time you pick them up, they're starving. They didn't eat all day. So these are some great snacks and we share things like this in our health group also. So if you're not in the health group, let us know. We can add you. The more the merrier. So 5 years ago, one thing that I introduced to my family's diet was Juice Plus. And it has totally transformed our health. And it gives me a peace of mind that my family's getting such concentrated nutrition from 30 fruits and vegetables every day. And it's been amazing at changing our health. So I'll share with you, 5 years ago, my son was 14 months. And at the time he was constantly sick, like 3 weeks out of a month. He had, he was a picky eater and he would not eat vegetables. And so a friend of mine introduced us to Juice Plus. And I said, you know what? It sounds like a smart decision to try this because he's not eating vegetables anyway. I try to give it to him. And we did. And within 2 months, he started to eat broccoli and cabbage all on his own. So as a 16-month-old baby, he just started picking up broccoli and cabbage. And I was like, this is incredible. And so during that time, he hadn't gotten sick either. And they call that metabolic reprogramming, where because Juice Plus is actually food, it's the same as juicing. All they did is they took out the water, the sugar, and the salt, and they put those dried powders into capsules and then also into gummies for children or adults that don't like to swallow capsules. And so this has been able to give me a peace of mind for the past 5 years. So I will tell you, my son went from being a sickly child to starting in preschool at 3, all the way till now. He's going to first grade, and he's the kid that does not get sick all year. It's just amazing to see the turnaround that's happened with him. And I mean, this was before he started school. He was always sick, and now he's in school, surrounded by the germs, and he is just very healthy and very active. And if you know him, you'll be surprised to know that he's actually very focused in the classroom too. He's very much the clown, but in the classroom he's focused and he does very well. So I have to attribute that to the great nutrition I've been getting all these years. It's been amazing. So I'll share with you what makes Juice Plus stand apart from other things that are out there, mainly vitamins. It's actually food. It's not a vitamin. It is all the vitamins that you find in food in a capsule, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of vitamins and nutrients and phytonutrients. And it has a food label. It doesn't have a supplement label. It actually has a nutrition label because it is food. Everything that they use is non-GMO, and it's dairy-free and gluten-free. So they've been around for over 20 years, and they have been dairy-free and gluten-free and kosher all that time, way before it became the trendy thing to do. So very smart company. They also have something called NSF certification, which is a non-for-profit organization that goes around and makes sure that what is on the label is actually in the product. But not only that, what is in the product is actually on the label. So there is nothing that is harmful to people in Juice Plus. They make sure there's no herbicides or pesticides that in the actual fruits and vegetables that we're consuming. And I mean, they're constantly testing. It's random testing. And we have always passed the test with flying colors. And then we also have, and this is what really blew my mind, over 30 published studies, research studies, showing the amazing things that Juice Plus does in the body. So here are some of the different research journals. They have been researched by very high prestigious universities and medical centers, such as Yale University, universities in England, in Japan, in Australia. I mean, all over the world, we have been researched, and the fact remains that fruits and vegetables affect everyone in the same way, in a positive manner. And so it's the same as eating those fruits and vegetables. It's the next best thing. We've actually been allowed to say that we're the next best thing to eating fruits and vegetables. And so these are some of the ways in which Juice Plus has shown to make great changes in the body. So we see here, it contributes to cardiovascular wellness. Now, I always thought that cardiovascular wellness was achieved in the gym or by working out. I thought that's how you actually had cardiovascular wellness. Had no idea fruits and vegetables were powerful enough to do that. It also supports a healthy inflammatory response. So let me tell you what that means. It means that if you are on the verge of an illness or a disease, it's actually reversing that. It supports a healthy, I love how they say that, but it reduces systemic inflammation. And so that is what you want to happen in your body. If there's anything about to happen, you want something to kind of take out that flame that's about to occur in your body from that inflammation. And that's what Juice Plus is shown to do. It supports quality of life in ovarian cancer survivors. They have done studies on ovarian cancer patients. It has reduced insulin resistance in overweight boys, and you're going to hear a story about that towards the end of this. It supports lung health in smokers. Who would have thought? I mean, that's just amazing. Supports healthy skin and gums, supports your immune health, helps protect your DNA, reduces oxidative stress, and is actually absorbed by the body. Now, I didn't know why that would be important until I realized I grew up taking vitamins my whole life and didn't know that most of the time the vitamins were not absorbed into my body. That's why my pee usually was bright yellow. It was going right back out. Well, I want whatever I'm taking to be absorbed into my bloodstream so that it can do great things. And that's what Juice Plus does. And so another thing that we use, a tool, and I mentioned this earlier, is we drink a shake. And Dr. Sears calls this one of the healthiest meals you could possibly get in a day, from all the amazing ingredients in it. Like, it has things on it that I probably would not eat if it was on a plate. Blue-green algae, spirulina, amaranth, quinoa, millet. Those are the ancient greens. It has broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, pumpkin seed powder, pomegranate. The list goes on, but it tastes delicious. It tastes so good. I mean, my son, here's a couple years ago, he used to just line up waiting for his shake when I picked him up from school. It's like a great breakfast first thing in the morning, and it's a great, after school snack for your kids. And it's vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. has a low glycemic index for people like my dad, who is a diabetic, insulin dependent. They recommend something called Glucerna for those patients, but when you look at the ingredients, it doesn't have the best ingredients. Well, this is a great substitute for him because now it doesn't have that spike, high sugar spike that a lot of things do. It has 13 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber, which means it has a very low glycemic index, which is so good for blood sugar levels. So definitely a great tool. And we also have bars that have that same nutrition for meals on the go. So if you're looking for a quick snack or something to throw in the kids' lunchbox, you can definitely incorporate that too. And so one thing I really love about Juice Plus is the fact that my kids have been getting it free for a while now. My daughter, this is her 4th year. So you can actually be part of something called the Children's Health Study, where if there's an adult taking Juice Plus, if you have a child between the age of 4 or in college doing their undergraduate, they can, they're able to get Juice Plus for free. And we've had over 800,000 people participate in this study so far. My kids are 2 of them. And these are the results. And I have to tell you, my son is a testament to most of these, actually all of them. Less over-the-counter medication, missing fewer sick days, eating more fruits and vegetables, yay, visiting the doctor less, drinking more water, consuming less fast food, and they're just generally more aware of their health. It's just when you see what happens with your child when they start to get this nutrition, it's amazing to see the little changes over time, but it's all for the best. And so I want to share with you some stories. I'm going to read this one because I don't want to mess any of them up. So this is my friend Sony's daughter, Kylie. So she says, as a cross-country and track and field athlete, as well as a competitive dance and member of the marching band, my daughter must be ready to give 100% at any given moment. By fueling her body with over 45 fruits and vegetables every day, she is able to perform at her fullest and minimal recovery times and also avoid injuries. Dr. Sears calls the complete shake a brainy breakfast, so she keeps a mental edge for high performance in pre-AP and AP classes by having a complete shake for breakfast every day. Her friends even seek her out for nutritional advice. How funny is that? And I met her just a few months ago. She is the sweetest thing. And then here is my friend's son, Christian, and I have to read his story too because I don't want to mess this up. So in 2013, my 10-year-old son was diagnosed with an increased insulin level and protein in his urine. He was also overweight and had been since he was 6. I tried changing his diet like his endocrinologist recommended, but it was a battle to get him to eat a piece of vegetables. Even though I didn't buy junk food, he always seemed to find a way to get it. After months of struggling to change his diet, the next visit to the endocrinologist barely showed any improvement. I felt defeated as a parent, and I was worried that my child would develop diabetes. I was also frustrated because I didn't understand how this could happen. As a family, we were regularly active. Christian played soccer, football, basketball recreationally, and did taekwondo 4 days a week. I thought exercising was supposed to prevent all of that. Then one day, my sister told me about a way to get him to eat over 17 fruits and vegetables daily. I was immediately in. It just made sense. At the next endocrinologist appointment 6 months later, she was so impressed with his blood work that she said he didn't need to come back. Everything was normal. Like, wow. Christian, and you should see him. He's growing into such an amazing boy. I mean, just awesome. I'm so happy for the changes that he's noticed. And so this is my friend Julie's children. And oh my gosh, her children, pretty amazing. Her daughter was just at the White House because she created an invention for her pen pal in Africa that created electricity away from any electrical. She's amazing. So here's their story. We are so thankful that my sister shared a simple way for us to flood our bodies with 45 fruits and vegetables every day almost 20 years ago. That one simple change made a huge difference in our health. I continued adding this during my pregnancies, and our children have grown up so active and healthy. This nourishment has benefited them greatly in the classroom and on the athletic fields. Discovery and 3M identified our daughter as America's top young scientist. With her busy travel schedule, we are so thankful for this on-the-go nutrition. Today, we're compelled to share this message of simple nutrition so others can benefit from the power of this one simple change. And I mean, I've been watching Hannah's journey over the past like 9 months. She has been traveling all over. I think she spoke in front of the UN. She spoke at the White House. They had a huge science fair the other day. She just was at Yale. I mean, it's been amazing to see what has happened with her. And her brother have been getting this nutrition since they were in the womb, since their mother used it as her prenatal. So just to wrap this up, I love this. Children have never been very good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed to imitate them. And so we have to set the example. So when they see us doing the right things, even though sometimes they can be a little stubborn, they're more likely to do the same thing. So I hope today something here resonated with you. And if you are interested in getting started with Juice Plus, we would love to have you. Definitely would love to have you in our Facebook groups. The more the merrier. We love all the contributions that we have in there. And I am going to turn off the recording and unmute everyone in case anyone has any questions. 1 second.